So this is my brother's Nintendo Switch that he and I have both been playing um, pretty much daily for the last several weeks. And I personally have loved it, have decided that I love it so much that I'm going to go ahead and put it on my birthday wish list. Um, my birthday is coming up, for those of you who know me. Um, so I'm going to go over some of the things that I like and that I don't like about this from a vision impaired gamer's perspective. First of all, the screen. The screen is absolutely wonderful. If I switch it on here, you can see how incredibly detailed and how incredibly easy to see that is. But the other thing that I love about this is not just the portable screen variant, but also the nature of the Switch in general with the Joy-Cons. Attached to the console, the Joy-Cons are a very comfortable fit for me. But what I love even more is the ability that I can remove them and attach them to a base that makes it a home console controller. And with that, I can just take the Switch and place it into its dock and have myself a home console, which in a sense, going back to the perspective of somebody who's visually impaired, instant screen enlargement. You know, this is a 6-inch portable screen, and the fact that I can literally just disconnect the Joy-Cons, plop this into a dock, and make it a 72-inch screen is something that I think Nintendo should have tried long ago. The other thing that I like about this is the games. The games are just awesome. They come on these little cards here. This is Zelda Breath of the Wild. And the cards are similar in formation to SD cards, but they are thicker. They are about twice as thick. And it just blows my mind. For those of you who have not seen Breath of the Wild, you definitely need to. Because it just blows my mind that something this small can hold such an incredibly beautiful and detailed game. Now, there are always positives and negatives to each console. Personally, I've been playing this for so long that there are very few negatives. We'll get to the negatives in a moment, but there is one more positive that I want to show you. One of the things that I absolutely love about this is the ability to take pictures in-game. Currently in Super Mario Odyssey, I am in the Metro Kingdom, New Donk City, and I decided to go ahead and purchase the fedora hat and the black suit. So what I did was I went ahead, got into a I don't know what you call it, like the crate in the construction area. For those of you who've played the game, you know what I'm talking about. But the crate in the construction area, and I was able to take this snapshot. This is another one that I took from the Omen Ao Shrine in Breath of the Wild. The one thing I noticed is that when taking snapshots, it's completely dependent upon the game about what you can do, because you'll notice that I don't necessarily get the same sort of control in Breath of the Wild and the filters and the extra creative effects that I do in Mario Odyssey. And I'm not sure why Nintendo decided to do that, but I can tell you, this being my brother's console, I'm obviously not going to link any of my social media to it. But if I get my own, as I'm hoping to, and again, like I said, the neon blue and neon red, as you can see in the picture here, is the one I'm looking at getting. I'm definitely going to link this to my Facebook, and I'm going to be posting pictures from inside these games. I absolutely love that feature. I think it's a ton of fun to be able to chronicle your progress through the games. Now, I mentioned a moment ago that every console has its negatives. One of the negatives that I'm finding is that there are some aspects of the system that are really best left for me as somebody with moderate vision loss to utilize in docked mode. One of those being the eShop. So I'm going to log in here. Now, if you'll give me a moment to... Oh, there it goes again. Oh, this is another thing that I don't like. So check this out. So I'm going to show you here. This is the login screen. And you're thinking, well, what's wrong with that? Well, the password field is supposed to be highlighted. And I don't know why it's not. So I'm going to go back home and then re-enter the shop. And now we are entering the shop. And there, you see the blue highlight. I don't know what's going on there. If that's supposed to be, if that's a software bug, I'm hoping Nintendo fixes it. So give me a moment to enter my password. Oops. And now let's go up to my wish list. Now, you will notice, and I do realize I have my hand over some of it. I don't want to reveal my account information, but you will notice how small the print is. This is really hard for me to see. It's one of the things that I do not like about the Switch. This is something I wish that they would fix. Another thing that I don't like, and again, this is pertaining primarily to the eShop, you'll notice that we have the dark theme here. I'd like to see the dark theme in the eShop. It'll just make things so much easier for me. And also, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, beautiful game. But in order for me to effectively play it in portable mode, I've had to essentially memorize what certain things say, what certain controls say, because otherwise it's easier for me to play in docked mode. Whereas Super Mario Odyssey, different story. I can play that more easily in portable mode. The other negative that I don't like about the console overall is the kickstand. And the kickstand, this is again my brother's console, so I don't intend to personally open it, but on my own personal console, I do intend to primarily utilize downloaded content just to make things easier on myself. And this is not easy to get loose. And I don't want to break it off, obviously, on my brother's console or my own. But it's the only way to get to the micro SD slot. So I have no idea how to get that out without really jimmying at it. And like I said, I don't want to break it off. I don't know what's going on there. So those are some of the positives and the negatives overall to the Switch. I would have no issue recommending this to anybody. Although I would recommend, depending on how your vision is, you might want to leave it in docked mode most of the time, depending on how well you get along with the portable mode. Like I said, totally different experience in both. Well, it's the same experience. You're probably thinking, for those of you who are watching and maybe fully sighted, well, it's the same experience. Not for somebody who's partially sighted, because somebody who's partially sighted, particularly depending on your vision condition, there can be instances where a game may look the same to one person and look totally different in portable mode than it does in docked mode to another. So it's just something you'll have to try before you buy, and that's one of the reasons why until I actually got a chance to play one of these, I wasn't sure that I wanted one. And the reason I wasn't sure I wanted one, they didn't have any demo units in the stores for me to try out. They didn't have any, like they did with the Wii and the Wii U and the 3DS. They didn't have any of the demo units for the Nintendo Switch, at least not for a long time. Maybe they do. Maybe they do now. I haven't been back to a store in some time. But last time I checked, which was quite a while ago, they didn't have any. So that's a bit of a blunder. So some of the games that I have in mind. Oh, one more thing. So there's the console. I also want to get this case. I want to get a carry case because my brother likes to leave his in docked mode most of the time. I personally see myself leaving it in sort of a mixture between both, but I do enjoy using it in portable mode. Just because I like being able to carry it around. So I'm definitely going to see about getting a carrying case for the portable console. Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of the universal compatibility, one more thing that I do like, and that is USB Type-C. The fact that I can actually plug my phone charger into this thing and it'll charge, and I don't need to worry about proprietary charging. That's awesome. That's something that I'm really looking forward to because I do intend to travel with this. So, again, I do intend on getting this case. Oh, excuse me. Because I do intend on carrying it around portably. I might get another dock for my summer house. I don't know. It'd be just nice to have one there and leave it up there. And the lifespan of the Wii was 10 years, and this Nintendo Switch has been a major, major success. So I suspect its life to be about the same. So I think that if I were to get a secondary dock to leave up at the summer house, that I'd definitely get my money's worth. So on my gaming wish list, this is also on my birthday wish list. Now, not all of these games that I'm going to share with you are on the birthday wish list. In fact, this is the only one. Is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, I played Mario Kart 8 in demos on the Wii U in the stores, and I really, really, really liked it. I just didn't feel the game was wonderful, but in terms of the fact that I already had a Wii and the Wii U was so similar, I just didn't see the need to pony up for another console like that just for the one game. So the fact that it's actually coming to the Nintendo Switch in such a versatile way, the fact that this is a home console that can be taken on the road, big plus. Super Mario Odyssey. Now, yes, you probably noticed on the home screen that there is a copy of Super Mario Odyssey already on the system. That is actually the console, the cartridge, the card copy. And my brother will be moving soon, and he'll be taking this with him, I suspect. So I'd like to be able to have my own copy, and what we'll do is we'll transfer the data over from his Switch to mine so that I can continue where I left off, excuse me. So Mario Odyssey, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, same deal. Primarily, we primarily have the game card copy at the moment, and this he will most likely be taking with him. So I'd like to be able to continue the game on my own. So what I'll probably end up doing is, once the save data from my account is transferred over from his Switch to mine, then I will just download a digital copy and keep going. And for that, I've also asked for a $100 eShop card to cover the bulk of the cost of both titles. A couple of games that I'm excited about that I'll probably end up downloading in the future, not right away. Super Bomberman R. I've played a couple Bomberman games in the past. I've played it on Game Boy. I've played it on Nintendo 64. So I'm very excited to see what Super Bomberman R is like. Fast RMX. It's sort of an F-Zero clone. And I watched a video that Wolfden did on some of the best games to get for the Switch, and he definitely rated this one high on his list. I took a look at it and I decided, you know what? This is going on my wish list. Lumo. Lumo, if you're old enough to remember Super Mario RPG, Lumo is sort of a hearkening back to those times, and I saw the screenshots and I thought, you know what? This is something I'd like. Plus, it's only $20, so definitely something worth considering. And then the last game on my list is one that's not even out yet. It's Kirby Star Allies, which I don't have an awful lot of information on, but based on what I've seen of it, from what I've seen of other people talking about it here on YouTube, this is something I'm definitely excited about. I've played Kirby's Dream Land. I've played, oh shoot, what do they call it? The one for the Kirby 64. I don't remember the name of it. I think it's Kirby's Crystal Shards. That's it. Kirby Crystal Shards. I just love Kirby. I love Kirby, and this is definitely high on my list. So yeah, those are my pros and cons of the Nintendo Switch. Overall, highly, highly recommended. Anybody who hasn't tried it yet definitely should, especially now that Super Mario Odyssey is available. Definitely worth the wait, I think. And also a list of games that I'm thinking about getting. And yeah, so anybody out there who has a Switch, if I do get one, I will let you know. And we can exchange friend codes and have some fun. Alrighty then. Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome and have a nice day.